my experience, I've had situations where I have students that are both at home as well as in person. And so this format would provide an opportunity for teachers to seamlessly offer a classroom community that will deliver assignments as well as provide opportunities for students to engage with one another. So the first thing that I would like to show you is that we are landing on a stream page. As you can see, that stream page has a place for saved announcements. It also has the class code for students to be able to integrate or to be able to end up joining the class. And then you'll see that something that I designed specifically and something that I think is a best practice for online learners is to give them a week at a glance type of view. This doesn't have to be absolutely everything that is going to happen, but it is the big things that they need to be very aware of so that it doesn't kind of get lost among everything else that they might see online every single day. You'll see that I broke this down into 3 different chunks, and then there's also a background information video to get students engaged in the learning, to get them thinking about it, to kind of get them started on the path to learning about energy resources, which is what this is designed for. So this is typically designed for middle school students. Obviously, the model can be used for high school students, and I've used it for adult learners as well. You'll notice that classwork is a tab that is provided to students where they can go in, and then there are different types of assignments that you can actually make for students. So you will see that there is an energy directed reading, and this is actually a Google document that a copy is made for every single student when they open it. This then allows for the student to highlight the document to be able to show where their annotations are, as well as to be able to highlight the correct answer. It's very easy then to see them at a glance and to be able to provide feedback to the students and even highlight the text with the way that the comment bank can be set up so that you can deliver comments to your students kind of seamlessly. You'll also see that this is a way to be able to present notes to students. So for students that are not in a classroom, if you decide to actually flip your note taking and turn it into where the student gets the presentation, processes the information, records the notes for themselves, and then applies it in a different context the next day, this would be the way to be able to set that up for yourself. It also just provides it so that students have the notes at all times. So on the left is where the copy of the sources of energy notes are, and this is a slide deck where they can play it in presentation mode. And then you'll also see that on the right is a digital copy of the sources of energy notes for the students, so they can type in what the notes would be that they would need for themselves as they go through. On the sources of energy notes on the left, the words that would be included essentially in those guided notes are in red, so that the students can actually pick them out of the color very easily. You'll also notice that there is a energy game, and so this is actually my own creation. I dabble a little bit in coding and some computational thinking, infusing that in content areas because I see the value of it for students to learn all of the access to technology and the way that technology is advancing. So this is an arcade game that actually would do different levels for students, and it's based on renewable energy sources, specifically EV production and the raw materials that are used for that. And then you'll also see that this is where the computational share part is. So this was something that I started doing these types of activities, but I didn't actually do a share out. And that is what my students really wanted to do. They wanted to be able to take something that I had provided to them, a code for instance, and then change that code and then share out what they did with it. So this right here is one of the computational shares, which would be a way for students to be able to take the unit of energy And then here is a guide of how they could actually use MakeCode to be able to then develop a program that was designed around computational thinking and block coding that would actually tie in with the content in the curriculum. So another integration of some technology that was in there. One thing that I did include here that isn't live yet because it would have to not go live until a certain time, right? You can see that it's scheduled for a certain time, is a question. And the question allows for students to actually engage in the same type of forum as what classmates do in graduate classes, to be able to discuss and to learn from each other. The very last thing that I want to show is another engagement piece, and you'll see that that's one of the saved announcements. And so it's kind of nice to send out a day where it's like, here's a review day. We would love for you to log on, even if you are going to be asynchronous or remote, and to play a fun Kahoot game with everybody else. And so that's what this prompt is essentially on a particular day. You know, you go ahead and send it out, hey, we're playing a Kahoot today, and it's kind of that carrot to get the students to log in and to play with our community of learners that we